Hello and welcome to Bunnex Investment Group. Today we are going to talk about growing a $100 account. A lot of traders do not have enough money to deposit but have the passion to trade. So in this video I will review how you can work everything in your favor. But before we jump into the whole video, be sure to check out our free signals Telegram channel. The link is right in the description below. If you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button and smash the notification bell icon. So is it possible? When working on growing a small trading account, it can be tempting to take excessive risk. In fact, that's what a lot of trading sites will tell you. But taking too much risk will ultimately end in a blown account. So what's the solution? Is growing a tiny account even possible? Sure, but it takes some practice and creative thinking. So the first thing or the first tip for growing a $100 account is to have a signature trade. So you're probably asking yourself what that is. A signature trade is that trade that you solely look for on the charts. So you need to ask yourself these questions. What do I look for when I get on the charts? What particular trade setup do I follow whenever I go on the charts? This will give you a job to stock for a single setup rather than running around without a mission. The second tip is you have to take trades with a smaller stop loss. With a small account, the big thing that you need to watch out for is to move faster with a reasonably big lot at the lowest risk. We all know that the tighter the stop loss, the bigger the lot size that we can allow ourselves to use. Smaller lot stop losses can be achieved by scalping, and you can check a scalping strategy on this channel. Below are examples of trades that you can take in this notion. So this is the first example, USD against JPY example, where you trade after 3 levels where you've seen 2 consolidation phases. So the first step is only to see the 1350 cross. After 1350 cross, you see the first consolidation phase, another consolidation phase, then you enter on the third level after candle closure above the 13 EMA. This will be observed on the M1 time frame, and your stop loss will only be 3 pips below the entry point, meaning that on a $100 account, if you enter with 0.1 or a mini lot, you are going to risk $3 of that $100 account. That is basically 3% of your whole account. So here is another example on GBP against USD, where we had 2 phases of consolidation, and then candle closure above the 13 EMA, and we had our 6 pips, and our stop loss was right below, only 3 pips below our entry point. Then this is another trade which is basically the same thing from the above examples, old against US, where we had our entry below the 13 EMA crossover, actually after candlestick closure below the 13 EMA. This is observed on the M1 time frame. Then another thing that you need to take into consideration when growing a $100 account is do not withdraw money and let it compound. Once you start making money in trading, it can be tempting to take some out to pay your bills or buy some toys. But if you want to grow your account as quickly as possible, you should resist the temptation to make a withdrawal. Let the magic of compounding work for you. Find other ways to pay your bills while you build your account. Another tip is stop comparing yourself to others. This one is a major one to a lot of traders. It can be easy to compare yourself to others. That's what most of us are wired to do from a young age. But comparing yourself to others usually brings about feelings of impatience, frustration, and inadequacy. You're only really competing against yourself in trading. So be happy for successful traders, but do not measure their success against where you think you should be. There is no should here. So only the reality of where you are now and the work required to get where you want to be. Stop following hashtag life of a trader or hashtag Bitcoin billionaire on Instagram and get to work. Sort out your job situation, because $100 is a really small account that can hardly sustain your living expenses, especially in countries like the UK, the US, Australia, New Zealand. In all developed nations, it's actually difficult to make a living out of $100 account. So did you quit your job to trade for a living? I've never heard of that working unless someone was already making enough money in trading to cover their expenses several times over. If you did quit your job and trading isn't paying your bills, then go find another job. Seriously. You need that stable income to maintain the correct mindset for trading. I'll repeat that again. You need that stable income to maintain the correct mindset for trading. As I always say in all my videos, discipline and consistency. Because without discipline, you will never be consistent. And without consistency, you will never achieve the goal. So do a lot of meditation and stick to the only trades that we've discussed. Those ones with small stop loss. And do not give yourself pressure. In conclusion, follow your plan without deviation, distracting thoughts or hesitation to act. And on that note, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. And check out our free signals Telegram channel. This is the link and it's actually there in the description.